I'm back. It's still Sunday. Um, Goddess of Truth podcast. And I want to come on and talk about something that is really dear to me. First and foremost, I am not a psychologist or anything like that. I haven't took any study up on the mind, the brain, the psyche. What I'm finna talk about mostly is through observation and experience. And, I can't diagnose anybody. I can't, put a label on why one act a certain way, but I can observe and I can speak from experience, because pretty much that is a lot of the times what molds us or shape us or even influence us is experiences, good or bad, that have happened, or just, but I want to talk about mental health. And the reason why I want to talk about mental health is because I pride myself in getting my mind to a state of oneness where it worked for me and not against me. I spent a lot of time working on my mind. And this is like within the past 8 years. I did a lot of detoxing of my mind and cleansing of my mind, reprogramming of my mind during, like I said, the last 8 years, because I seen that the way I thought was not helping me. So I had to empower myself in a way where my mind was working for me rather than against me. So I used to do things like write affirmations, journal, speak my mind through, through writing, putting on a piece of paper instead of keeping it in my mind. And it worked for me pretty much. And I developed a sense of peace by doing that, because it took the overthinking out of my mind. And it's like I was taking the thoughts out of my brain and putting it on paper where I wouldn't overthink. And most of the time I used to have anxiety when I was in my mid-20s, because I always had a sense of purpose that I felt. But I always felt like even when I was working a job or when I was working towards a goal, I felt like I wasn't doing enough. So in my mind, I would gain anxiety where I would overthink. It just would play over. And it would cause me to forget about the present and go in the future and start worrying about things that hadn't even happened, and not so far focus on the now. And that's how you create the future. Of course, I know that now, but at the time I didn't. And I used to have real bad anxiety. So I just developed ways to cope with my mental health, where it was producing something that gave me a sense of peace in my mind. And it really made me feel like I was working towards myself. And I really was, because I wasn't overanalyzing things as I did. But a lot of the times, when you ditch one habit, you can obtain another habit. So you'll stop doing one thing. If it's not something healthy, you might pick up something that is just as the anxiety, something that does not work for you equal. And it's just like you just pick up another habit after you drop that one. So the reason why I want to talk about mental health is because a lot of things are psychological. The way we think, the way we look at the world, the way we view ourselves is all dealing with our mind. And I used to hear people say all the time, guard your mind. Don't allow anything and just anybody to put plant seeds in your mind, because your mind is, it should be guarded. It should be like a sacred place, which I definitely believe that, but I didn't know how in depth to cherish that quote as I do now. Because most of the times when me as a person that I'm a Sagittarius sun sign. So if you do research on that, we like to learn higher learning. Of course, it's other stuff like foreign people, foreign places, traveling, impulsivity, optimism, luck, all that other type of stuff goes with it. But me being me, I like to learn, and I like to learn things that I've never heard about, things that, intriguing things. But the thing about me, sometimes I don't take a lot of more time in studying it in depth like I should. So I will pick up on, just listening to one give their philosophy on something more so than me researching it for myself. That's a bad habit of what I've done in the past that did not work for me. So recognizing that, and now recognizing it and gaining wisdom from past experiences that allowed my mind to be taken from me has empowered me. Like the irony of that, getting my mind taken from me has empowered me. And you like, what do you mean getting your mind taken from you? Your mind is something that you should own. Don't ever let somebody take your mind from you, meaning you don't even have control over your own mind. What you think, how you think, it's something that you should program yourself that works for you, since you are the owner of your body. And, you are at this moment, space and time, because you're on Earth. We know we need a body to be on Earth. So, of course, when we die, our body goes back in the ground and it's back with Mother Nature and, the universe. So, while we're here on this planet, the body that we're given, it's yours until it's not yours anymore. So, you should govern your mind like you will govern your belongings, your property, your assets, your money, whatever that's value to you. That's how you should do your mind, your body, your spirit, whatever. That whole temple, mind, body, and spirit, you should do that the same way. And I knew that. I just didn't know it as in depth as I know now, because sometimes you will think that you're in control and you're not as in control as you think you are, until the universe, God, takes your mind from you completely and you're left empty-headed. like empty-headed, meaning battling with trying to remember is a thing of its own, because I've prided myself in having a very good memory. All up to 31 years old, I had a very photogenic memory where I'm able to remember things that that you don't even supposed to remember. Like when you're a kid or a child or a toddler, you're remembering things that you're like, I remember, being 3. Like, it's certain stuff that the average person don't remember. And for you to remember it, it's something, something about that. So to get your mind taken from you where you don't remember anything, that is a hardship of itself. So the reason why I want to make this podcast of mental health is your mind is a golden ticket to your life here on earth. Of course, your body, we need our body, mind, spirit. You know, you need a spirit of excellence, righteousness, something that's going to work for you and not against you. You know, and you can have more than one spirit attached to you because we're in the earth realm, and you could have different spirits that are attracted to you or create your personality, but they work for you. And, you know, while you're here, I feel like this is a school. This is a place where you come to grow and evolve and not just, you know, mess up. Some people don't look at it like that. They look at it as a material realm, and it's to gain as much assets and material gain. And that should be a goal also, because we have to gain material wealth and items to survive here. That should be one also, but not the root of everything here. And the mind is just so magnificent. It is just something that it works more so with you if you put in the things that empower your mind. And, you know, of course, you need people around you that don't tear your mind down, don't try to take your mind from you, and don't try to manipulate your mind. Because depending on you and how your personality is set up, you can be manipulated by someone. Your mind could be manipulated. And the health of the mind is so important because your mind controls your body. And we always say, well, we want a nice body, but if your mind is not right, how can you obtain or sustain a healthy body? Your mind is housed with all the ideas, all the goals, all the blueprints to your success. So, you know, your mind is a domain that should be filled with things that empower you and not put you, you know, in a state of fear or lack or, you know, anything that does not help one to obtain its goal on this realm. So the health of the mind is so important. It is so, it should be cherished more so than anything, and not greater than everything, but it should be in the top 3 things of your body that you should really cherish, because without the mind, without a healthy mind, it's hard to really sustain life here. Take it for one who felt like my brain was not in my head. And that sounds so weird. It could sound weird to somebody, but just not feeling as if I could remember, or I could just grasp my thoughts, took me on a very emotional episode. And I just knew that it was, of course, my own doings, because I didn't guard my mind like I should. I didn't set my mind up to work. I allowed my mind to be manipulated and taken from me. And once your mind is taken from you, you're just a vessel. You're just like a robot. And you're going to be doing whatever. And you're going to be doing whatever because you don't have control over your mind. So I just wanted to make this podcast just to encourage people to have awareness of not putting things into your mind that does not empower you or does not put you in put you on a path that helps you in the long run. Because we can poison our mind, and once the mind is poisoned, it will begin to die, and you will start to lack and deteriorate in other areas of your body, your soul. Everything starts to go down when your mind is not filled with things that help you. And that's something that I want to, that's something that I want to talk about and to promote, because when the mind is at peace, when the mind is at rest, you can fulfill whatever you need done. And, so at the end of the day, I just want to state that having a peace of mind, a peace of rest of mind, not an overactive mind, not an anxiety mind, not a mind that seeks and does not silence itself, can hurt the person more so than anything. So just, if you have something on your mind, if you have something going on and you cannot grasp or you don't have anyone to talk to, it's best to seek help, to seek understanding, to seek someone who could possibly help you more so than you yourself. Because even though I dealt with my mental health on my own, in the universe helped me more so than anything. I'll never give all the credit to myself, but I did know that I had to get my mind back, plus the support of source energy. Like, I knew it was going to take more than me just, running to someone. It was going to take the efforts of myself to get my mind back stable. And, I'm so grateful. I'm so humble. I'll never put myself in a situation where I lose my mind again. Because the mind is it's such a plus. It's such a golden aspect to your life that you should guard it like you guard any possession that you have in the physical realm. Like, it is on a pedestal. So that's it for tonight. That's all I want to come in and talk about. I feel really good for letting that out. I hope who's ever watching and listening, you're having a good night. All right. Talk to you soon. Or talk to you another time.